Smyrna First, welcome to February. It is a great time. We're on the historic front steps of the sanctuary at Smyrna First United Methodist Church, here to tell you what we've got going on in February, here to give you great news about how we're continuing to move forward. At the end of the video on January 1st, I was able to communicate to you my gratitude to you for your faithfulness, for your generosity and your kindness and your faithfulness. And one of the things that I said to you that day was, I'm not nervous and I'm not anxious, and I'm excited about what's coming in 2021. I'm excited about this year because not only how much I trust God, how much I trust the Holy Spirit, but because I've come to know you and I've come to know our other clergy and our staff, and I trust you. And have you really come through? Have you really just shown out? Our activities are starting to come together, obviously socially distanced, obviously masked. Our activity online and our classes, our Sunday school classes are strong. You're going to see our nursery and how it's getting ready to come back in February. Julia and Rebecca are going to help you understand that. Kim's going to be talking to you about some activity that's starting to go on in our youth ministry and God's Light and all of the activity around that. And you're going to hear that and see that. If you come by the church, you see out in the clearing, you see between the youth house and the dentist's office and the cottage, how that's starting to come together. Every Friday morning now for 4 straight weeks, you guys have been out here and have been working. You have just shown all of that faith to be true. And thank you. Thank you so much for that. That as we're moving forward, as we're moving into these next 5 and 6 months, it is so encouraging to not only have the Holy Spirit, but to have you standing here with us and being a part of this. And I want to give you an update every month to tell you how we're doing in the budget, just so that you know where we're at and how we're going. And we're communicating that clearly and transparently every month. And so in January, for the month, in general budget, we received just a smidge over $200,000. Our expenses were right at $145,000. And so you may hear that and you go, well, they don't need any money. No, I want you to stay with us, because I want you to stay with me. Because as you see these ministries happening, as you see these ministries coming, we are in the black. Part of the alignment that's happening right now, part of the exciting part of this is the fiscally conservative plan that our leadership has been putting together as a part of being lay-led as this church. The fiscally conservative plan that they have put together to make sure that every penny, every nickel, every dime, every dollar is being appropriately, strategically used to continue to move us forward, is working in alignment with the staff, is working in alignment and the staff ordering and structuring these ministries in this new reality to be the best conveyors and purveyors of the gospel that we can be, to be the best and the height of the ability of what Smyrna First demands and calls for us in making disciples of Jesus Christ. And so I'm so grateful to what you are doing, so grateful for what you've done in all of this. I'm so grateful for our leadership, for the plan that they are developing, for the plan that they're putting together. And I'm so grateful for our staff who are executing that plan and making that work and making it possible for us in this new reality to be bringing people together, to be bringing ministry together in a safe environment, in a way that we can know that we are keeping people safe and keeping people in the presence of the Holy Spirit. And as a part of that, we also want you to hear what is historic going on in our Standing on the Promises campaign and where we stand on that, and give you an update. In a couple of months, we're going to have a Standing on the Promises Sunday, where we have an entire Sunday to help you see it and to celebrate and the halfway point of when the campaign started and where we'll go in the second half. And so we've invited Dr. David Martin, who is the chair of the Standing on the Promises campaign, to come and to give you an update. Dr. Martin?
I hope as you hear those words, standing on the promises, you'll think of the hymn that's so familiar to many of us, especially folks that have been in church a long time. A short recap, Standing on the Promises campaign is a 4-year campaign beginning in 2019, ending in 2022. Really has 3 purposes. The first $400,000 was used to renovate the fellowship hall. That was paid with cash, and that is completed. The second part was to eliminate our debt. And when we began the campaign, the debt was $1.59 million. $590,000 can be traced all the way back to the construction of the fellowship hall and many other projects we've had in between. $1 million of that came from the purchase of the properties on King Street. And when you see the open areas, that's part of that plan as well. The last part of the campaign will go to implementing the vision of the long-range plan. In January, we had the privilege of making a $200,000 payment that brings our debt under $1 million for the first time in many years. We hope to eliminate that debt by the end of 2022. We want to thank you for your gifts, your commitments. If you haven't made a commitment yet, do it, because we really are standing on the promises. And now to share some good news with you, I want to turn it over to Rebecca and Julia. Thanks so much.
Thanks, David. Hello, church family. We're excited to open up nursery reservations beginning February 14th for our 9-11 o'clock services. We're going to follow every protocol to ensure the safest possible place for your little ones. Each room will have a low ratio of children, and we will be deep cleaning them between the services. Children 3 and up must wear a mask with us. For a full list of safety protocols, please look into our children's nursery email coming out today or our Friday, the Red Doors newsletter. These digital newsletters will also have the reservation links, and we ask that the reservations be made by noon the Friday before the Sunday service. Instructions for drop-offs and pickups will be provided by the reservation link. And as always, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me at the email provided on the screen. Next, we have Rebecca coming up to talk to us about volunteering for this awesome ministry.
Thank you so much, Julia. As with any ministry, it takes a team of volunteers to make it successful. Each room of our nursery will have a paid lead teacher, but we also need volunteers to help monitor our children. You may volunteer as often as you like. Ideally, we would like for parents to volunteer at least once a quarter. That's only 4 times a year. To be a volunteer in a ministry with minors, you will need to be Safe Sanctuary trained and certified. This can be done online. Just contact me at the email on the screen and I can get you set up. We look forward to hearing from you. And now, here's Kim with more ministry opportunities.
Thanks, Rebecca. Today I'm in our beautiful choir room here at Smyrna First United Methodist Church that has been refurbished by Kay Bullock. We're not ready to bring the choirs back in here face-to-face because of the size of the room, but we have been meeting face-to-face since August in the fellowship hall for the youth choir and in the sanctuary for our adult choirs. We, as different ministries start coming back to campus, we will begin to find challenges finding large enough rooms for all of us to do our ministry. But we know God has a plan, and we are waiting for him to continue to reveal what he has in store here at Smyrna, as he has all along. The other exciting news I have is that our children's choirs, which have been virtual, will begin doing face-to-face and virtual in February. And we're excited to bring the children back on campus with their choir leaders while still offering the option for the students to be virtual. You know, God has been using us in so many different ways in these last months, and I can't wait to see how he continues to watch all of our ministries blossom as we continue to honor and glorify him.